Hi, you guys. Okay, Power Book 2 Ghosts, Season 2, Episode 10, Love and War. Okay, Mecca is adoring Monet with all these gifts, and he's putting a necklace around her neck, probably the necklace that Kane stole from that jewelry store. Dante tells Monet that a goal without a plan is just a wish, so he had to play like he was Mecca to obtain his goal. He tells Monet the last thing he wants is for the game to come in between them again, so that's why they have to be careful when planning to kill Lorenzo. Monet think he's getting soft. She's like, what are you talking about? It sounds like you trying to back down. He said, no. I'm just saying, I think it would be better if Kane was to off him, because that way I can set up an alibi at the penthouse and everyone will be safe. Dante said, well, that is if Kane is what he... Monet is like, no, Kane do whatever I say. And he said, yeah, like he took your drugs and then tricked you into getting it from me. Monet said, yeah, you're right. Kane should be the one to kill Lorenzo. I'm going to talk to him. Monet meets up with Kane, and Kane is like, hell no, I'm not killing my father. I just said that shit yesterday to get out of that. And we know that he didn't really rob Mecca. We did. Monet starts using her manipulation, putting all the stuff in Kane here, talking about how she the one who's scraping and make sure that Kane stay out of trouble. How Lorenzo chose Drew over him. Bring up the time when Lorenzo had got the prison guards to beat up Kane. And that was over her. I'm like, wow, Monet is real psych. Drew is still not feeling it. He's like, I got his fucking name. That's my father. Monet says, he shot at me, Kane. It's either me or him. And Monet lays it on thick. She said, damn, where's Tariq when I need him? Kane said, Tariq is not going to do nothing to my poppy. Monet says, probably not, but he can talk you through it. You know this nigga killed his father. So Kane, because he heard Tariq did something like that to his daddy, they just give him the courage to say, okay, I can do it. I'ma do it. That's lame as fuck. But what can you expect from a fool like Kane? Dante asks Zeke to be joining them when they get on the plane. He tells Zeke it's nothing there left for him because he left Stansfield. And Zeke says, well, here he know where he's staying. With Monet, he never know. He tells Dante, and I have to look at you sideways if you believe in her. She really with you the night that Curry died? And Dante says to him, Zeke, what you look at as lies and betrayal is actually unconditional love, and you won't understand that until you get a child of your own. And I'm like, Dante, shut the fuck up, because you only been a father for 5 minutes. That is psycho shit. Killing somebody because your son is in love with them. No, that is psycho. It appears that Zeke, he took that in, and he took it as maybe that, okay, Monet probably did off Curry. Dante gives Zeke the keys to one of the rides and told him it was his, and Zeke is pleased with that for right now. Okay, it's the morning after Lauren had left to go on the road, and Tariq is up burning her phone up, but he gets no answer. So Effie sees him, and she's like, if you want to talk to another girl, just leave her a message or whatever. And he comes forth and tell her, look, I was just checking on Lauren and make sure she okay. Effie over there talking about, like, I'm sure she is. Girl, you was phony as shit, because if you was all big and bad, why you just ain't tell Tariq what you did? Everything has been weighing on Tariq emotions, and, people say he's turning soft, but when you have morality in you, this stuff is going to catch up to you and make you feel this way. He tells Effie about his father's plan to seal Yaz documents if she's adopted, and he asks Effie if that he is arrested, that she would make sure that she find Yaz. He said, for real, you would trust me to do that? And he will tell Effie that since his mother, she the only one he could trust. Really, Tariq? Because last week it was Lauren, and Effie is no one that you should be putting all your trust in. Before court starts, Tariq meets up with McLean and Sachs, and he let him know that Troyce will be taking the stand. So this shocks the hell out of Tariq. He asks him, what does Troyce know? And Tariq tells him everything that happened, that Troyce had stole Kane drugs from Brayden, and Kane came and made them sell drugs, and Ramirez picked them up and dropped them off. Sex asks him, where was he when all this happened? And he tells Sex, well, you should know. I was with your snitching ass niece, Raleigh. McLean is like, this is great. She can take the stand. Sex is like, not going to happen. Her mother is still mad at me. McLean don't give a fuck. He's like, if that's what it gets down to, then so be it. Just going to have to take the stand. I know McLean is about his win. Win-win. Let's go on about his business. And McLean tells Tariq that if Trace do take the stand, that Kane is going to feel like they put him up to it, because when Kane put the badge inside Tariq's room. Tariq asks McLean how long did he know about this, but McLean ignores him and tells him to be careful. A court has started and Jenny is introducing her new witness. And it's not Trace. Instead, Trace got sick. And this time it's going to be Brayden. And all of us is like, what? Loyalty is Brayden's biggest character trait. So I just knew that he had one in the chamber to turn this shit around. Brayden tells the court that him and Tariq decides to roommate together because his father had an extra room. That's why he knows for sure that Tariq didn't kill Ramirez or Reynolds. How Tariq couldn't have been the one that was selling drugs, because he was selling drugs. Jenny asks him, where's your proof? Brayden tells her about Course Correct and how it was a front for selling drugs. And Jenny then asks him, well, how do we know for sure? You could be taking up for Tariq. You said that y'all were friends. Brayden pulls out the LLC to Course Correct. Oh my goodness, his father is appalled. He is in complete, utter white disgust. Clean sitting over there like, my nigga. Tells the judge, this is yet another exculpatory evidence that Jenny failed to find, which causes the case to get dismissed. And just like that, Tariq is free to go. After court, McLean tries to advise Tariq to let Yasmin stay where she is. He finished school. He'll be have a fortune and then go back and get Yasmin. But Tariq tells him no, that's not what his mother will want. He will want him to take care of Yasmin. McLean tells him, look, Jenny isn't going to let this Kane shit go. And we all know if she come for Kane, it's going to back up on us. And Tariq is like, no, it's going to back up on you. And I'm going to need my money back because Brayden saved me today. Tariq calls McLean out on double dipping between Kane and himself. And I feel what Tariq is saying and everything. That is a big no-no. It's a conflict of interest. But Tariq, I know you expect more out of McLean. And then also he told McLean that he knew that Kane planted that badge on him, but he didn't say shit. Neither did you, Tariq. Neither did you. McLean tells Tariq, I was protecting you. Tells Tariq, go on down there and file your little complaint. But then you're going to have to tell them the truth. We both know you're not going to do that, killer. I was with McLean on that one. Granted, McLean is a greedy ass motherfucker that would double dip, but at the same time, he was fighting for you, Tariq, hard. I feel like Tariq could have called him out about it and then been like, you owe me one. Not no refund, killer. McLean tells him, look, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and you going to keep doing what you're doing, because the Tejadas just aren't going to let you go. And as he's saying this, Monet is texting Tariq to meet up so she can talk to him. And once Tariq leaves, McLean adds, he picks up the phone and calls Kane to close his deal out with Kane. He a trip. Tariq and Monet meets up. She tells him that Mecca must die. She knows him from her past life and by a different name. And Tariq said, I know, Dante Spears, right? Tells her that bag had a lot of information in there about him and his son, Ezekiel Cross. I hid the bag, and I'm the only one that know where it is. He left a track on me, but once I give up the bag, I'm dead. Tariq asks Monet, did you know that paperwork said he was a federal informant? Monet is shocked. A snitch. Fuck that. He deserved all these bullets. She tells Tariq about her plan, that she told Mecca that Lorenzo robbed him, and he believes her, but he wants Kane to kill Lorenzo on some test of loyalty bullshit. She tells Tariq that she needs him to come up with a plan to kill Lorenzo and to help him with that plan long enough for her to kill Mecca in order to save Lorenzo. Tariq agrees to help, the agreement that she would keep Mecca alive long enough for Mecca to pay Tariq the money in exchange for his bag. Once Tariq said he's paid in full, that he's out of the game for good. And Monet said, okay, that's a deal. I knew that Monet wasn't going to kill her husband, Lorenzo. I just knew it. And I'm glad she made this decision not to. And I'm glad that she's not telling Cane the entire truth because he would fuck it up. Monet then meets with Lorenzo. Off the rip, he told her, well, he asks her, do you think that I would shoot at you and Zeke? It was Mecca, who Mecca is really Dante. He explains to him that Cane is in danger and she has to play along to keep Cane alive. The guy that was talking to Lorenzo at his bar when Monet walked in, that's McFay, Mecca's guy. So Lorenzo was like, so that nigga McFay, Lorenzo soldier, I thought he was helping me out, but he's just keeping tabs on me. They tells him that the entire family is in danger, and she asks him, do you believe that I'll do whatever it takes to save our children? And Lorenzo say, yeah, good or bad, you always put them first. Explains to him that Mecca wants Cane to kill him, and she tells him that they have to do whatever it takes to make it look real. Tariq will be helping, and he needs to make sure that Drew and Diana is on board. Lorenzo was like, damn, you got this all planned out. When do I put the bullet in him? And Monet said, you don't. I do. Lorenzo was all in his ego. That's what I do. I protect this family. She asks him, do you want him to kill Diana, Drew, all of us? Because that's what's going to happen. Let me do this. Lorenzo then goes home and he talks to Diana and Drew. And first they're leery at first. And then he asks them, do you think that your mother gonna let something happen to Cane? Diana said no, but she was like, maybe she got another agenda. What if Mecca finds out our plan? And Lorenzo tells her, well, we're just gonna have to hope that he doesn't. He reminds his children that family comes first, and I'm shocked that he has to remind them of this. Monet is crazy, but she did always have her family's best interest at heart. Tariq makes it back to the dorms, and Brayden asks him, did he empty the dead drops? And Tariq is like, no, when would I have time to do that? So Brayden is telling him that his father is pulling him out of college to work at the family hedge fund, and that Course Correct is dead. They still have a reputation that they can think of something else and be right back on and popping. While Brayden is trying to keep up his dope boy ambitions, Tariq is thinking, and he asks Brayden, was my key card used to open up the Dropbox? And Brayden tells him, yes, the last 2 times. And Tariq said, that fucking Diana, she came and got my goddamn code. Brayden said, she is savage. Tariq tells Brayden that what he did the other day, he can't even repay him. But he's going to let him know right now that he's done with being a dope dealer killer. Tariq goes on to say that he needs to hold stuff down for Yasmin, just like Brayden held stuff down for Trace. He told Trace, yes, I know that he was supposed to testify and you fixed it. Just need to not let Cane know about that. And he asks Brayden, did everything go right with Lauren? And he tells him, yeah, he gave Lauren a car and some money and she took off, and maybe it's best that she's not answering. And poor Tariq, he's going to be so heartbroken when he find out what the Trace part in what happened. No, Trace didn't kill her, but Effie came and scooped her up, and Brayden did nothing about it. He comes barging in the door. Why they don't lock the doors, I don't know. Ain't like I heard Casper held it 10 toes down. Brayden says, yes, I did. We're all good. And Brayden leaves. Tariq says to Cane, I know why you're here. Monet sent you. He asks him, are you ready to kill Lorenzo? And Cane like, yeah, I was born ready, acting all tough. He said, nigga, this is not the time to be acting like you know what you're doing. I killed my father to save my family. You don't do this, Mecca is going to kill Drew, Diana, and Monet and make you watch and then kill you. Tariq goes on to say, you don't have a choice, so just get ready, because after this, you're not going to be the same. What the fuck is Tariq talking about that he had to kill his father to save his family? What type of danger was Tasha and Yasmin in? I mean, come on now, and you're trying to sit up here and tell me that because Ghost grabbed Tasha by the arm, that was enough to want to kill him? No, get the fuck out of here. Entitlement. For Cane, we can see that this is out of his league, which it should be. That's just a carnal sin that you just don't do. Killing your parents, and I don't like this. I won't keep getting this every season. Okay, let's segue over to Sax. Sax is having a drink and Jenny pops up. She's upset because she finds out that Lauren was killed in a car accident. She's like, First Carrie, then Lauren, this is all my fault. Yes, it is your fault. X tells her that it's not her fault and that, normally he would have blamed Tariq, but up until now, the whole time he had on the ankle monitor. He was explaining to Jenny that Carrie death does sound like a suicide. Career-driven woman overcome by her feelings of anger, guilt, and shame, and she felt powerless and took medicine to her own hands. Like, I almost did. And Jenny is like, what? What are you talking about? Well, he's sitting up there telling her about the time when he was obsessed with ghosts and how every time somebody close to him lost their lives, how it would fuel him that he had to get James. He planted evidence. He got caught. He thought he was going to jail, and he almost took his own life until he found out that someone else did it, and he know that Tariq did it. X urges her to just simply take the L and walk away while she has the opportunity to just walk away. And she tells Sex that sometimes walking away is being an accomplice. This child was going to lose her life in season 3. Tariq meets up with Daniel, and Daniel tells him that, yes, adoption has been stopped and that she will be coming with Tariq very soon. And he tells Tariq, I'm sorry, Tariq. And Tariq is like, what? For what? So Sex comes up. And he's like, what the fuck do he want? Sex tells Tariq that Lauren is dead. And Tariq is like, what? How did this happen? So Sex can tell that Tariq is genuinely hurt. So Tariq is like, what you think, I did it? And he tells him, no, everyone thinks it's an accident, but I'm here to ask you, what do you think? Did Kane know that she was leaving out of town? Tariq does not answer that question because he does not fully trust Sex, and he walks away. Sex then goes to have some words with McLean, talking about it's blood on their hands, Lauren is dead, and he not only let Tariq hear, but he played it for Kane as well. Talking about The Wire and Carrie, and now Lauren is dead because of it. Clean seemed shocked that Lauren was dead, and he tells Sex that he wouldn't do that to Carrie, which I believe that he wouldn't. And we see that we know that he didn't play that recording for Kane. He didn't even mention it to Kane. Like, they paid him to make sure that he would alert them, but he didn't directly anyway. I don't think him telling Tariq, he was expecting Tariq to alert Kane, which actually he didn't. It was Effie who alerted Kane. Sex says to McLean, you took money from Kane Tejada. McLean said, and you framed James St. Patrick for murder. You dare come over here with the bullshit. And what I am, it's survival of the fittest out here. You're in that club, you're no different. Told y'all that Sex need to do some soul searching because he is no different. McLean asked Sex about the case with Theo, his brother, which Sex doesn't know that's his brother, and Sex tells him, unlike Kane and Tariq, Theo is innocent. Clean said, well, shit, get on it. Work harder. He's the most important client at this firm. So next season, we should be seeing more of Theo and why he took McLean charges, because that's why he's inside, because of McLean. They keep itching to that. I'm quite sure of it. Also, Sex will most likely flip on McLean in season 3, as he tells Jenny that he believes that McLean is the Tejada's consigliere. He told Jenny that if she can get any justice for Carrie or Lauren, that he'll help out any way that he can. And this means that he will violate his oath that he took and also put him at risk of getting murdered. If any one of these criminals want to find out, as far as like Tariq, Kane, and McLean a criminal as well, tells Jenny that he's doing this for her and justice, which all is the same to him right now. And Sex get his fix off of justice, no matter the lengths that he has to go, which many times they are unethical. And he needs to do some soul searching. I keep saying this. Pick a side and stay on it, Sex. Tariq is having a meltdown, saying that Lauren's murder is all his fault, which Tariq does have some fault in this. It wasn't Carrie alone. He would have been honest with the girl from the jump. Maybe she would have known how to move. For a simple misunderstanding to her life, if she's dead, because I don't know. Anyway, he's venting to Effie. He says everyone around him always end up dead or they go away, and that's why he's alone. Effie assures him that he's not alone, that he has Brayden, and she's down for him. Rick said he doesn't want Yaz to turn out like Raina, and maybe her being around him isn't best. Tariq makes connections with Tamika, and they take Yaz to Tasha. Yaz is now Olivia. Tasha inquires about Tariq, and Tamika reminds her that Tariq doesn't exist and to move on. Tasha tells Tamika not to underestimate Tariq, that he'll surprise her, and Tamika tells Tasha he already has. Tariq is in the truck with Sax that came along to drop Yaz off. There was a moment when Tariq looked like he was about to jump out the car, and Sax tells him, like, no, you can't do that. You know what the deal was. Tariq is just satisfied that Yaz and Tasha are now together and safe. Tariq asks Sax if he knew anything about Adante Spears. Sax tells Tariq, yeah, he's a high-level informant. He snitched so much that he couldn't re-enter the U.S. for his own safety. And he said if it wasn't for Dante encounter with Lobos, that they wouldn't even have known, Ghost wouldn't even have been on their radar. I guess Tariq is like, fuck him for real right now. So Tariq meets up with Drew over the plan to kill Mecca. Plan is Mecca will be watching them like bait. This will have Mecca's soldiers all spread it out. One watching Tariq, somebody watching Kane, they're going to be separated to keep tabs on people. Mecca is watching closely. They'll have the fake bags in rotation. So, of course, Mecca's going to think that these bags are his bag. That's my shit. Whole time, Diana is going to come and scoop up the real bag. So, Drew asked him from where. Tariq said the same place y'all motherfuckers stole my drugs from. Tariq said, but fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. By the time all of Mecca's soldiers be chasing these phony bags, all the soldiers will be dead by a certain point, chasing them all around. So by then, Mecca will think that Kane had killed Lorenzo. Tariq then will go grab the bag from Diana and head over to the hangar to help Monet out with killing Mecca. Okay, with the plan in rotation, Drew meets up with Lorenzo and Diana, and he gives Lorenzo the phony bag. Lorenzo is headed off to the warehouse where soon he'll be doing an exchange with Mecca's people. Drew tells Diana where to pick up the real bag, and Drew gave Diana strict instructions not to open the bag. And just as expected, as Drew is separating from Diana and Lorenzo, we see that it is a soldier on Drew watching him, and the soldier tells them to follow Lorenzo with the fake bag, which the soldier think is the real bag. Back over here with Mecca Dante discussing the plan to kill Lorenzo. Mecca says to Kane that Tariq and Lorenzo set up GTG to rob him, and that they're his enemies now, and that between him and Kane they can rebuild their trust. Tells Kane that Lorenzo had arranged a time for a trade-off, and that at that time, Kane can kill Lorenzo. To add a cherry on the top, Mecca tells Kane that only then Kane will have Mecca's spot. Kane asks him, like, who are you really? Because you lied to me. Mecca said, I'm an international drug dealer and gun distributor. Tells him, get that bag and you'll see. So Kane, always worried about Tariq. He talking about, why won't we just go kill Tariq? This is why no one includes Kane in planning shit. Because he always got a other agenda on some emotional shit. Mecca tells him, chill, but not right now. We'll do it. Monet comes in and tells Mecca that Zeke, Drew, or Diana is coming along to Paradise with them. And Monet tells Mecca to give Zeke some time, come around. I guess since none of the crew wants to come along, Mecca like, fuck that, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here right now. Mecca then hits up Tariq and plan a time for him to come to the hangar so he can get his bag and Tariq can get the $2 million. But first, Tariq and Kane is waiting for Lorenzo to pull up to the warehouse. Tariq asks Kane if he ever knew his girl Lauren. So Kane like, I know Effie. He didn't really go into any details, and that was interesting. But anyhow, Kane asks what's really in Mecca's bag. Tariq said, I don't know. Shit seems like cap now that you care what's in the bag all of a sudden. Kane said, nigga, you cat. You're not going to risk your life for something you don't know about. Cuts him off. He's like, why you always worried about me instead of worrying about what you got to do? And this is a major problem for Kane. He has to stop concerning himself with Tariq and Tariq's affairs. I mean, come on, Kane. You had access to this man's whole entire house and you ain't think to snoop around looking the shit? But no, he didn't. Anyway, everyone makes it to the warehouse and then Tariq creeps in. Kane sees a clean shot to Lorenzo and Tariq stops him and tells him, we not really going to kill him. He said, no, we just had to make it look like that. And Kane is kind of jelly. You can see that he didn't know. Hey, the soldier that seen Lorenzo get the bag from Drew, of course, he alerted McFay, and McFay sees the bag, so he asks someone to check that bag over there. And so the soldier goes inside the bag and McFay is like, it's a fake, it's a setup, and everything get the pop. And Lorenzo, Tariq, and Kane bodies all of Mecca's soldiers. So afterwards, Tariq calls out Lorenzo for robbing him. And Lorenzo tells Tariq that he had it coming for a long time. Now, what did I miss? What the fuck did Tariq ever do to these Tejadas? Because what the fuck you mean, Lorenzo, that he had it coming for a long time? I mean, I must have missed something. Kane looked like he got his animosity from his daddy. Kane wants Tariq to come with him to go get Drew because Drew, you know, he got a tail on him as well. Tariq needs to meet up with Diana to get the real bag. So Kane was feeling away because everybody knew except for him about the real plan. Because you would have fucked it up, stupid ass boy. Lorenzo picks up dead McFay phone and he sees that he was texting Mecca and he sees that BSK is now on Mecca's side and they are following Drew. Now, Drew was up Stansfield with Everett. Everett been texting Drew talking about he want to see, he needs to talk to him. It's an emergency. He asked Drew about some motherfucking key card used in a restricted building. When it comes to his trust for Drew, it's an emergency. Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, Prime family is at war right now. In the midst of them going back and forth, Everett gets a text causing him to cut the conversation short. Drew and Everett said their little sweet goodbyes. It was sweet. You know, they didn't end on a bad note. Drew is getting in his car and Carlito pulls up. So Drew is all the way confused. He's like, because Carlito is from the SBK crew. He was the one that killed that lady when they killed Keno. Drew thought that Carlito was going to give him a dap, but he knocks Drew the fuck out. He grabs the bag out of Drew's car and they're going through it and it's another fake because this is what they wanted them to do. Follow that bag. Drew just know he's about to die. He just, at this point, he's like, shit, I'm fucked up. Carlito also had someone with him. Where was this guy at? I don't know, because Kane come out of nowhere and he knocks that gun out of Carlito's hand and they get the rumbling. I mean, this is good. I love when brothers band together, blood brothers, and they get some shit done. Yes, he is his brother's keeper. Always. I think they killed the guy that was with Carlito or knocked him out. But nevertheless, Drew was about to kill Carlito and Kane stops him. He like, no, not right here. And let's take him with us and let Poppy make an example out of his ass. And because he is a traitor. Mecca is waiting for McFay to text him back, but he gets no reply. So Mecca is getting nervous and he makes a phone call. Mecca says on a voicemail, I think my cover has been compromised. Compromised? Was he on assignment? Yeah, Mecca got to go. Mecca goes in and he asks Monet to contact Tariq and let him know that plans has changed, so now to meet him over at the condo. Also asks Monet have she heard from Kane because Kane should be done by now. Monet tells Dante he's probably chopping up the body right now. Mecca's spider senses is telling him some shit ain't right. It's like how it was when they was getting robbed and he was snapping and everything at Chef and Kane. Yeah, he's in that moment almost. keeping him calm, I think, is that he really trusts Monet, because I would have left yesterday. Fuck you and Zeke. I'm gone. Lorenzo makes it home and he asks Diana about Kane and Drew. They checked in. Lorenzo asked, did she hear from Monet? Monet is still on Diana's shit list. She didn't bother even to check in on Monet. Lorenzo, just like his son Kane, wants to know what's in the bag. I mean, this is where they do too much. Like, you did your part, hold tight and wait for your wife to return. Diana says, so damn, everybody looking at me like I'm the snitch. And Lorenzo said, no daughter of mine could ever be a snitch. And I agree, like, it's not snitching. Her running back and telling her family stuff, it's not snitching. Tells Diana that her being nosy always keeps her a step ahead, and she makes sure everyone else see what's coming, and that's true. That's exactly why I said it's not so much snitching. What the streets be talking about when they say snitching is you talking to them boys. Tells Diana looking in that bag makes her smart. So Diana tells him it was bank accounts for Zeke, me, Kane, Drew, and Monet. At this point, I think Mecca became a threat to Lorenzo. Here it is, a powerful man who can afford Monet and her kids' lifestyle. Lorenzo knows that Monet wants out. Well, I think with all of this is kind of intimidating to him. Lorenzo said, fuck that, I'll be back. Tariq makes it to the condo. Mecca sees him on a camera. He's like right on time. He busts Tariq up. Mecca is grabbing his gun like he's going to shoot Tariq as soon as he got off that elevator. And Monet says, let him up and step aside. It's over, Mecca. You ruined Zeke's life. You ruined my life. Mecca is shocked. He like, how am I any different from you? You stole my product and you lied about it. We are perfect for each other, Nene. I'll do whatever it takes. You done killed Zeke's girlfriend and lied about it. I love you, but if you kill me, he's gonna hate you even more. And I do think that's true. I think that if Monet kills Dante, Zeke is gonna really hate her. Monet said, fuck you, Zeke will get over it. She blasts Dante right in the forehead. Dante had to die. Monet is a selfish bitch. Zeke is gonna hate her. Rick is coming closer to the condo and he hears the shot. So when he get off the elevator, he like, what happened? You had to dead that nigga? Monet snake line ass and manipulating ass tells Tariq that Mecca found out their plan and that he was going to kill him, and when he finished, he was going to kill her. So she had to make her move. They said to Tariq, you kept your word, so in return, I'm going to keep mine. If you want out, you're free to go. Tariq stupid ass fell for her bullshit. He said, I don't have my $2 million, so we in this together for now. Yeah, right. Exactly where Monet wanted you to be. Earlier in the episode, Zeke ass went down to the police station, and he was asking Whitman, did they have any other leads? Did he really think that Carrie committed suicide? And Whitman was like, yeah, I mean, you found her, Zeke. You seen everything that goes on. Yes, it's what happened. Well, Whitman went back and he checked the security cameras, and he found Monet in the same area as Carrie's house around the same time she was murdered, of course. Calls Zeke back in and he brings it to Zeke's attention. Now, Zeke is spinning it. He's like, yeah, Monet was in that area because I called her. She was going to come get me. Basically, he was taking up for Monet, as he always do. He knows what his family is capable of. Whitman knows it's a bunch of bullshit, and he tells Zeke, well, okay, if that's all that you can do for Carrie, that's fine. Zeke left there heartbroken, and I thought he was going to get in that car and crash it. But we see that he is going to take up on Dante's offer of flying to paradise with him and Monet. Lorenzo finds Mecca condo. I don't know how, but this is the power universe. Lorenzo see the plane is getting prepared, so he like, Then he sees what's supposed to be Mecca, what he thinks is a Mecca, but I don't know, because this person is tall, slender, brown skin man that's going up the steps of the plane. And Lorenzo like, Mecca, I got your ass. Lorenzo fires off and hit his target wrongly. That was not Mecca. That was Zeke. This is some fucked up shit. He just couldn't listen to his wife, only to cowardly approach the situation. I'm not saying that he's a coward in these streets, but I don't think he handled it correctly. That was totally wrong. No. Well, that much, he might as well have put on a blindfold and just start shooting. Renzo done killed his wife firstborn. This is terrible. Renzo is an idiot like Kane, I see. Sad about Zeke, but was so tired of him being caught up in his crazy family business. And Monet, she took everything from him. Everything. Monet makes it home from a day of murder. Shortly after, Lorenzo comes in house, and Lorenzo says to Monet, "You're here." Lorenzo thought Monet was about to fly to paradise, so her night was all fucked up. Thought Monet was crying over Mecca's body. Child, please. Monet says to Lorenzo, "Of course I am, just like I said." I know Lorenzo got to feel like a dumbass dummy. Diana calls them in the living room and is breaking news of Mecca's murder. He was found in his penthouse, shot dead. And the police, FBI, or the DEA has any leads at this time. Kane was like, "Mom, you did it." A day in the life of the crime family. Sell drugs in the morning, murders in the afternoon, come home and watch it all on the news as a family in the evening. A mess. Monet is asking about Zeke, but no one has heard from him. And Lorenzo sitting over there looking like Cap. He capping, looking all stupid. Now, over at Dante's, the investigation is going on, and Blanca is now DEA. Dante was her CI, according to the NYPD. Doorman doesn't remember anything suspicious. And all of the surveillance cameras, was wiped clean. What they did recover was a still shot from the lobby. And when Blanca looked at it, she's like, "Oh my goodness, Tariq." So we meet again. So I'm like, in next season, I know one thing, Tariq better not be fighting no case. I mean, it's getting redundant at this point. I have no problem with law being in it, because with crime, you're going to have the law on you at some point. But this time, let it be someone else fighting a case. And next season, Tariq better be standing up to them Tejadas, or I'm going to have to call Tasha and tell her to give her son some street game. Okay, and wrapping it up. Earlier, Tate met with Steven, and Steven brought in Sweetney to tell him that, he showed him that picture of the blackface, and Sweetney thought he was going to get out of it. He was like, give it a couple months, it'll all roll over like it didn't happen. Steven didn't feel like the mess. He's like, bye-bye. He told Sweetney that he's going to make up something, whether it being someone is terminally ill or, he's going on a vacation to take care of a family member, whatever. But he need him to resign and put Tate in the elected official position. He calls Maul down to his office, and Maul is like, I'm not fucking with you. What do you want? You cost me my job. Tate shows Maul his death sign saying Rashad Tate, United States Congressman. And Jamal like, you already have that. You have to run and win. He tells him, bruh, I'm going to run and I'm going to win. And when I win, I want you to be head of my security. So next season, we'll see them teaming up, and we'll see what Tate is about. Tate is going to get his own show, Power Universe. That'll be interesting. I guess in season 3, Effie will transfer to Stansfield. Her and Tariq is going strong, and she's tired of running back and forth up to New Haven. Effie is going to make me jump through this TV screen if she crossed Tariq next season. Oh, yeah, and McLean meets up with his brother Theo, and Theo tells him that the doctor said the news that they gave him wasn't good, so Sax don't need to push to try to get him out. He would rather die in jail than have McLean come and take his place. I'm glad that we got a reference that, his brother is ill, because we was looking like, is he okay? Like, what's going on? Tasha and Yaz is having dinner, and Yaz give her a letter from Tariq. Tyreek tells her in the letter that he's doing everything to get back to her and Yaz. And I forgot to mention Tasha, when they drop Yaz off, I believe Tasha, she's seen Tyreek in that truck. Would love to see Tasha come out of witness protection. Tyreek out here in these streets, he needs his mama for street guidance because, his daddy is not around. Uncle Tommy ain't fucking with him. So he needs somebody that's his family to push him. Because these women in his face, like Lauren, she wasn't even about that life. Effie is shiesty, and Diana is like her mother. Not only that, she's always going to pick her family side, always. And back to Casa Tejada. The Tejada family is sitting down for what it looks like dinner. And Monet is missing Zeke. She keeps looking over at his empty seat at the table. Monet does love Zeke, and she isn't complete in this moment, I can tell. Then the house phone rings. Monet answers it, and Whitman was on the other end. He says, "Is this Ezekiel's cross mom? I'm sorry to inform you that Ezekiel is dead." And Monet seems crushed. Now, I would have loved to see a Florida Evan damn moment. That would have been a really nice outro, because I would have loved to see Monet character break down. Like, I think when we pick back up, we're going to probably pick back up during the funeral or something, once she's supposed to have went through all of those emotions. But I would have loved to seen that. I think they missed the bar with that part. However, this was a great season. After BMF and Raising Kanan, I thought that I wouldn't get into Power Book Ghost, but I love it. And I can't wait to season 3. And that's where the episode ends. And I'll see you guys on the next. Bye.